episode of Nintendo Pow Block is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to find out more about Boss Rush Media's family of podcasts, head on over to patreon.com/Boss Rush Media to see which tier is right for you. Thanks for helping us build something better. Hello everybody, welcome to Nintendo Pow Block here on Boss Rush Media. I'm your host, the Light Excited Eddie V. Joining me is the one, the only bossman himself, Mr. Corey Deary. Hello, good sir.
Hello, Ed. How are you on this Friday evening at 10:30 at night?
I am doing wonderful. I had a great Wednesday night, dude. I went to the podcast recording live. How did this get made? And we talked about no retreat, no surrender, and everything. And it was really funny, really good. And I actually got to sing for the show. There was other people singing too, and everything. But yeah, if possible, if I get picked, you guys might hear my voice on that episode in the future. I don't know yet, so we shall see. But I had a great Wednesday night. Had a doctor's appointment, checked up. I'm doing really good in my finger and everything. They said now I could wash it and everything, so I'm able to get water on it and clean it and stuff. And then just getting back to work, and my store manager, she keeps putting me on the register because she just like, I don't want you messing up your finger, so you ring. I'm like, okay. But yeah, that's pretty much kind of what I've been up to. But yeah, Wednesday, it was just so cool to go to a live show and do a recording. And it got me thinking, I'm just like, why don't I do a lot of theater stuff? Going to a lot of shows and stuff. Like, I kind of got back into movies, but more as buying them. But I'm like, man, I need to go back to a movie theater and watch a movie, or I need to go see a play or a musical and stuff. Like, I need to get out and go support the arts when I can, because I miss it and everything.
Nice. Well, we bought a house this weekend. That was my, something or other. Yeah, that was fun. The inspection was today, so we will, we'll see what happens. But it was, I love this house, man. I gotta say though, Sana did almost all of the work. I didn't. I mean, I had to. I had to work, but like she did a lot of the heavy lifting, and so just want to acknowledge that. So.
How did you feel? Did you guys get a phone call about the stuff?
Yeah, they called Sana, and yeah, I mean they just told us we got it. I mean what happened? So we've been house hunting for a long time, and every house that we've looked at has just been like some sort of hot mess, right? And so it's just like, man, houses are just so expensive, and they are not worth what you pay for them out here.
That's
just not.
That's a lot of places.
Yeah, so like we were just this one, like our realtor emails us, like it's like an automated thing, but like houses within our budget and like checklist items like 3 bedrooms or at least a partially finished basement and 2 full baths or 3 full baths or whatever, right? And so one came across the other day, not this one, another one, and we went to go look at it, and it was like Now, granted, we've looked at like 8 or 9 houses, right? And I'm every time we walk into one, I'm like, this one sucks. I'm not gonna like anything in here, and I just know it. And I know that's a terrible way to look at things, but also like
All right.
that's what I do. So, uh, so this one came across our emails at like not even 8 o'clock in the morning. It's like 7:57 or something, and I get to work, and Sana texts me.
Was that the what were we supposed to podcast that day? I
It was
think.
no, we got the
Well,
email. We got the email on Thursday.
when I was on
And
vacation, right? I
yeah,
might have been on vacation.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
because we did Pow Block that night, that
mhm,
Thursday. Yeah.
yeah, and so I was like, just make an appointment. Let's go see it. Let's just go see it. I know it's a little bit, you know, high on the budget end, right? And everything had been like redone recently.
Mm-hmm.
Everything had been redone except for the furnace, which we had the inspection today. The inspector said it's like immaculate for being almost 20 years old, and he said just have it serviced every year and you'll be fine for probably another 10 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
And so, dude, we walk in and I knew like instantly, I'm like, yes, this is it. This is it. So like we walked around for like a half hour, uh and we put an offer in. We were the first people to put an offer in, but we were up against like 7 or 8 other people who had also put offers in like the next 2 days, because like they were showing it on Thursday and then they had scheduled showings on Friday and Saturday. And they picked us. We upped our offer to like the most we could afford, right? And we were like, well, if we don't get it, it's going to devastate both of us, but we can't go any higher. And there were offers higher than ours, but like they're a family that's like still lives there,
Mm-hmm.
and they haven't really looked at buying a house yet because they need the money that we're paying to put a down payment on their house
Yeah.
and finish paying off their mortgage for this house. Uh, and so they picked us because we're letting them stay for 60 days, because we signed a year lease at this place, so we have to pay through April here regardless. So we get the keys on February 2nd, and unless they find a house earlier than that.
Okay.
But yeah, Sana wrote the family like a nice letter saying like, it's important for you. It's important to us that you guys have like a holiday where you're not like scrambling to get out, because that was why they picked us. There was offers 20 grand over ours, and they took us because everybody wanted to move in like as soon as they could instead of, dragging
Uh.
it out. So I'm very excited. We've already started, decorating the house, like in our minds, not actually decorating it. But man, the hardwood in the whole house is new. The basement is huge.
Yeah.
The yard is huge.
I
Like,
I man, when you showed me the picture of the basement, I just picture in my mind when you went downstairs, you saw that basement, you was just like,
yeah, it's I mean, there's like a full like bathroom down there, like a nice shower, like a nice tall shower. Like I'm gonna take showers down there because it's so nice. Um, the laundry room is huge. There's a huge storage space, and then half of the basement is finished, and it's like you could fit like 3 rooms. Like my office in this house,
mm-hmm.
uh, you could fit probably 3 of these offices in the basement side by side and still have room. Like it's humongous. So my office will be down there. We'll have like a family area in there, and the kids' big toys will be down there. Um,
Okay.
so that's
Yeah,
gonna be
I told Corey that I'm like, I'm gonna put this in prayer. Uh and literally that day, that Friday, I prayed. And I think that Sunday you text me.
yeah. Sunday we found
Uh
out Sunday.
yeah, that Sunday you text me, and I just like, see, like, thank you God for looking out for my friend, for blessing him.
Yeah. So it was I'm really happy. Like it was. I mean, we're going to be pinching pennies for a long time. For like some of the games I was
Saving.
planning on playing next year, I'm like probably not going to happen for most of them. So, but it's because our interest rate is so high, and like we just have to survive like a year because next election cycle interest rates go down during election cycles
Hmm.
historically. Um, and so if we can hold out till then, like we'll be able to lower it and you know be able to breathe a little bit. But it's gonna be we're gonna be skipping meals and I'm probably gonna work from home a little bit more often just because save on gas and
All right.
that kind of stuff. But I mean, I don't know how good or bad it's gonna be in terms of money. It's gonna be and bad. I mean, like how much we have to spend on stuff for a little bit, but um, yeah, we bought a house.
Are you guys? Well, you guys probably gonna be doing like a U-Haul to move the big stuff because
Yeah, well, the big stuff we're just gonna hire movers to do it, but the small stuff we'll be able to start taking over in February, like because we're not planning on moving in like as soon as we get the keys. Like we're just gonna start taking stuff over because we still will have to live here for 3 months.
right.
Well, I mean, live here. The Our lease ends May 1st, so February, March, April, we'll be taking stuff over little by little. We're gonna paint the basement, and we're gonna let Riley pick out a color for her room
Hmm.
to paint, and so that's kind of the step we're in right now. And we're gonna.
Right.
I mean, we took Miles over there today, but he has no idea what's going on. But we haven't told Riley yet, and we're not going to tell her until like there's like a final walkthrough, quote unquote, before closing, just to
Yeah.
let people see it, uh, and that's kind of that's where we're at. We're in a kind of in a holding pattern right now until we sign the rest of the papers, and we have to deal with like the lending company and the banks and
And
all
all of
that
that stuff.
all that garbage. But uh, this was a surprisingly quote unquote you know best case scenario. I was gonna say like uh, it was an easy path to get here, but it wasn't, right. I mean, it's still a lot of work, and Sana did a lot of work. Stuff that I don't even know about probably. I was telling her
Is
tonight, like
this
if like she didn't do all the work, like I don't know if I would have known how to do any of it because I'm an idiot. But
because this has been one of your as a family one of the goals was to get a house.
mhm.
Um
Yeah, mostly
and I didn't
because like
know.
our
Oh,
rent,
but
like to rent this place where we're at now, like our house payment is like $300 more a month, or 400 or somewhere in there. I don't 100% know how much, but like I'd rather like pay $400 more and own something, or
yeah,
own something instead of like just handing people money. And Sana's felt that way for a long time too. And so I gotta be a little bit smarter with money and stuff. I know I spend too much money, but yeah.
until everything gets like settled in stuff.
Oh my gosh, man, it's like this is
It's exciting,
it is
nerve
exciting,
wracking,
but I'm
and
also
like
nervous.
learning.
you know.
Well, that's why I say it's exciting, but it's nerve wracking. But it's a learning experience because this is your first time, you know.
Hmm.
And in case if you ever want to move, you would know the process of going about getting a house and everything and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So I mean the thing now, I mean, in terms of games, since this is a gaming podcast, I'm going to be relying a lot on Game Pass next year, and I'm probably going to cancel PlayStation Plus, to be honest with you, because I that's it's $50 every 3 months, which is the plan that I'm on, and it's like I know that's not like the cheapest way, but like I don't feel
Mhm.
like $200 coming out of my bank account every year unexpectedly because I mean, I'm sure you don't know when your subscription date is. It just kind of comes out, and you're like, "Oh, okay, whoops."
Well,
Wasn't
yeah, I know they normally email me. I need to cancel my PlayStation Plus because I'm just like, I barely use my PS4, but I'm like, if it renews, it just renews.
yeah.
Um,
I
with
don't,
the
and like if like cloud saves go down, like for PlayStation, I'm like, I don't care. I played like 4 games on it, so you know,
right, because I'm
whoops.
like, I really don't need it to like get a PS5, but I'm just like, I got so many PS4 games that I need to just up and finish. I'm like, I don't know, I'm like, does this really require um PlayStation Plus stuff? I'm like,
Yeah,
I think besides the games that I probably got for free from PlayStation Plus, other than that, it'd just be like, well, if it is and I can't use them, I probably already own it on Xbox or something. Or if
yeah,
not, I could probably find it cheap for Xbox and do the backwards compatibility if it is for
yeah.
there. So,
I mean, like on PlayStation, like I'll play Uncharted when it comes out, right? Or the next God of War or the
mm.
Spider-Man sequel probably at some point. But like anything else, I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care about really anything on PlayStation at this point, except for Uncharted. So, I mean, that's been my thing the whole time, right? I just don't care about PlayStation games. I never have, and I probably won't in the
I
future
mean,
unless Xbox
I,
goes under and I'm like, well, I need somewhere to play games, so I guess this is where it's going to be.
well, I mean, I do care about PlayStation. I really do. I think it's
No, I
just,
mean, I didn't mean it like I don't care about PlayStation, but you know what I mean. Like I would rather play stuff on Xbox and
yeah.
Switch before like PlayStation's like my last resort. A lot of games are skipping Xbox now because they're doing the other subscription services.
Hmm.
Netflix has taken a lot of games from Xbox already. Oxenfree 2 being the latest one that I mean, I went to go buy it on Xbox when we were doing that for book club, and it was like, oh, it's not here. Which, by the way, you need to be on our Mario RPG book club for January.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, that's what's winning in our Patreon poll at this point. Is Mario RPG for
RPG.
yeah, I guess that's a reminder. If you're a $5 patron of Bossers Media, you can vote on topics and book club games and submit questions for our Patreon stuff and After Dark. And yeah,
Are you guys doing the Alan Wake 2 one? Is that the next one?
I'm not doing Alan Wake. I think Pat and Stephanie are recording it next week. Well, this week at the time of this posting, they'll probably record it on Friday or something because it has to go up the following week, and we're not recording during Thanksgiving. So
I wonder did they oh yeah,
yeah,
understandable. Yeah,
I
because
mean,
I
you can.
am playing it.
I mean, if you want to be on it, go be on it. Just tell them you want to be on it.
Okay. I'll
Uh,
just have to figure stuff out with that and everything. Uh find out what days that they record and stuff. Um yeah.
yeah,
So
I mean, I just I didn't. I really hated the first one, so I just decided not to do the next one.
oh we'll discuss it. Trust me.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
you can discuss it. I'm not discussing
Oh,
anything.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna discuss it and
I
everything
know.
before playing with power.
Being. I was just being an idiot, but
Well, Corey,
uh, yeah,
should we get into Snackendo? What have
yeah.
you been snacking on?
So I have been snacking on. What was I snacking on this weekend? This week, I I had man, it's Friday. I think I said Thursday earlier. It's Friday. I
No,
don't.
you
I
said
feel.
Friday.
Did I? I don't remember
Yeah.
anymore, man. It's been it's been a long week for me. I mean, I can only imagine how long of a week it's been for Sana doing this stuff. But like I said, I would not be alive if she wasn't here. So you know, uh, figuratively and maybe even you know literally. But
Yes, literally.
we're just gonna ignore that for a minute. But we had Casa del Rio last weekend, Ed, and it was
Ah, nice.
Yeah, you know how I feel about Casa del Rio. It was amazing as always. I switched it up a little bit.
Ooh.
I mean, switching it up. I got the chorizo chicken instead of the chipotle chicken, and I got refried beans on it instead of black beans. So that's the
Ah.
extent. And no vegetables either. Well, I lied. I had the grilled jalapenos and onions on it, but it was like always really tasty. So uh,
Okay.
yeah, and then I had like 8,000 pizza rolls last weekend. Oh,
I think
dude,
we had a
my
discussion about that.
we probably did at some point. Because every time my wife brings home pizza rolls, I usually eat maybe like I don't know 90% of the bag because it's like one of those 100-piece bags
Yeah.
from Aldi. And oh my gosh, so good, man.
And they gotta go in the oven. They gotta have that crisp. They gotta have that crisp to them.
Nah, man, throw them in the microwave. I don't like them crispy. I like them in the microwave. And I know that's weird, but I prefer
It's
them in the microwave.
is that kind of like the soggy version?
It's not soggy, it's just soft. They're not soggy. You just pull them out a little bit early. You know, it says like 3 minutes and 30 seconds. You pull them out at like 2:45, and then you rotate them and put them in for 20 more seconds, and then you're good.
See,
You
I
just got to be
grew up.
that. You got to be that microwave aficionado there, Ed. You got to know what you're doing. Okay.
See,
Look, I lived in a college dorm, and I lived off of microwave
oh
food. So
shoot, who hasn't lived off of microwave food during their college years? Well, not me. I was at home still. Uh, but yeah, but see, I grew up with definitely the Tostito rolls. Is it no, not Tostitos? What are those pizza rolls that start with a T? Wherever they are, they well know.
what
Uh,
Totino's?
Totinos, yeah. Um, every time I had those, they always been cooked in the oven. So, um, when they were taken out, we let them cool for like a minute or two, and then we grabbed like about 9 of them, and we was good and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And it was just like we crunched into it, and there was just that crispiness. And I think that's kind of what led me to the big piece of rolls. Um, that I buy at the grocery store
Mm-hmm.
if they have them on sale and stuff.
They're good. Pizza rolls are good, man. I mean, I'm gonna eat them for lunch tomorrow. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. That's the first thing I'm popping in the microwave. Is pizza rolls. So, what else did I have recently? I had something else recently, and I don't remember what it was. Hmm. Hmm. Anyways, it's your turn. You can go now.
So, Little Debbie's got their Christmas cakes out. So
Mm.
I had they're basically zebra cakes, but done in a Christmas tree or whatever.
Oh, I get it.
I
I
had
get it.
I had the chocolate one, which I want. They do make the chocolate zebra cakes, but they don't sell them in a box. Uh,
Mm.
for some reason. Some gas stations carry it, but it's like you really got to find out because we have mobile by my house, but it changed to a different gas station. But when I was living back in the 90s, they would do that chocolate version of the zebra cake, and they would sell them 25 cents at our mobile gas station. And
Mm-hmm.
so, um, and that's why I wish because I was my current home, when the Ninja Turtles movie came out, I think they was doing those Ninja Turtle pies also.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was always waiting for my gas station to get them, and they never did. I even went to like different places that sell snacks, and they never got them and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, But yeah, these Christmas ones, 5 in a box, they're just so good. Definitely, I drink milk with them. Um,
Drink
just
milk with them.
just yeah,
Okay.
it's, yeah.
I haven't
Did
had milk in
my
a long time. The only thing I use milk for is cereal. So
well, yeah. Well, I got the strawberry banana Cheerios, so I had milk with me. So
Mm,
when I was eating them, I was drinking milk with the stuff. Um, le- uh, I did. I don't know if I told you that, or I talked to everybody about this, but I did make my sloppy joes this past Sunday. And I ate it with cheese. It was. I definitely should have brought some onions and green peppers like already cut and stuff and threw them in. Um, I didn't care for cheese on sloppy joes, and I don't know why. It's just I think it's because of the manwich sauce that I use, which was
okay.
just the original one. I think that kind of took up the taste of the cheese, and plus I did American cheese,
Mm,
2% from Kraft. So being little bougie and stuff. I didn't do like cheddar cheese or anything like that. So it may depend on what kind of cheese that should be tried. But I did a good job. Um I did it on the Hawaiian bread hamburger buns. Which was good. Added a little bit of flavor. But I think I could just do like a regular bun or something. I think I want to do like a butter bun or something. Like something like the bun is very buttery and stuff with it. Because I have a feeling that it would taste better.
mm,
So that one was good. Um Thursday, I had ramen, like real ramen and everything. And it was a pork based ramen. So of course they had pork pieces, they had green onions. They didn't have the egg in it. I think I had to order something else to get the egg with it. But the base was pork flavor, and man, I ate that whole bowl. Uh,
mm.
I had
Doctor.
I had a white peach juice, which was really good, really sweet. Like, oh, this is just perfect. I had some pot stickers. The pot stickers were good, but the geyser sauce that they gave me wasn't popping. I think I like when I used to go to not Applebee's, TGI Fridays. I like whatever sauce they gave me to that. Um, and everything. I mean, it was okay, but with the sauce, but I'm just like, man, there. I'm like, I need some kind of sweetness, some better sweetness. Dude, I got into my car. I had to sit down for a moment before I could leave because it was so good. I just like I'm about to take a nap or something. Um, but yeah, it was really good. What I had. But then I also got some these fruit jellies. They're like individually wrapped. So I had like a strawberry and grape flavor, and some melon ones, which was really good, really delicious. For it, I was going to get some Japanese cookies, but I'm just like, I got some last week. I could wait next time and everything. But that's pretty much what I snacked on. I did get some pot stickers and fried rice also today.
Mm.
From the Chinese restaurant that I went to a while back. Um and that was really good. The fried rice tastes different, but I'm fine with it. I had beef fried rice and everything. But their pot stickers, mwah, they had the right sauce, and it was just so good. I'm like, yeah, these are the real ones. This is the good one right here and everything. So,
Nice.
and then when I went to Chicago, um, I kind of passed up some local restaurants that was there, because I was trying to get to the venue. Even though I was like an hour early, I was just like, let me just find something that I could really get quick, eat, and then walk back to the venue and everything. Um, so I found a McDonald's, and I haven't really ate McDonald's in a while, everybody. And I just got like a Daddy Double and a Sprite. Ate the Daddy Double, drank my Sprite when I was leaving, and then went to the show. and everything. Uh, so
Nice.
yeah, that's what I've been snacking on and everything. And I don't know what I'm gonna do this weekend to snack on. I don't know if do I want Jimmy John's or do I want kind of just. Oh, I did have Panera Bread uh, soup, their baked potato, but I had the store bought version. Nah. I think Panera Bread is good with their broccoli and cheese, and that's about it and everything. So,
Hmm.
but I'll probably try something different um this Saturday to see. I'm like, I wonder who's going to be able to deliver to my store and everything. Because our KFC closed in North Chicago. We don't have no
Mm.
KFC no more. And I can't. I tried to get Burger King one day. That mug took 45 minutes. My food was cold. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. I can't do that.
Mm. Mhm.
So um, I'm
Funny.
just going to try something different. And yeah, I could do Chili's, but I'm kind of Chili's out.
You're
So
missing
I'll have
out.
to figure out. I'll have to figure it out. Oh, one last thing. I did have a grilled cheese steak burrito for Taco Bell.
Mm.
Um,
Dude, I
which was
want one of
really
their
good.
grilled. I want one of those grilled breakfast tacos, or like five of them.
I never had their breakfast. Um,
Me neither, but they show those on TV all the time, and I'm like, I kind of want one. It looks like a mini breakfast quesadilla, and I would eat that. Although
oh,
I just get their
okay.
chicken quesadilla anyway, because it's that and the cheesy gordita crunch are the best two things on the menu, hands down.
Chicken quesadilla is good. Their crunch, mm, good, but I think it's too much for my stomach and everything because
Um,
that's a Team Rocket blast off situation for me. So, um,
I do have one more thing to talk about. It's not really a snack, but
oh
uh,
yes, go ahead.
so Quaker Steak and Lube has the Louisiana Liquors wings, right?
Hmm.
But when my parents came over last weekend, my mom brought a bottle of the Louisiana Liquors sauce, and every night this week I've put it on the chicken that I've eaten for dinner, and it tastes really good, man. It's so good.
Is that just a name, or they actually have like liquor in the
No, it's
sauce?
just
Or
no liquors like you're licking your fingers
oh, okay.
or other things.
Lick liquor.
No apostrophe, just er.
Oh, liquor. Okay.
Um, yeah, it's really good, man. It just makes everything taste better.
Is and it's a local sauce.
Quaker Steak and Lube is like I don't it's not
We
local.
don't have it here.
I mean, it might be a regional thing, but it's definitely not like local to here. It's
Okay.
based out of that the company is based out of Pittsburgh, which is 2 hours from here. But it's
Okay.
there's a lot of them. I mean, I don't know how far west they go, but or south, but there's a lot of them. There's like 4 within driving distance of me. So,
Okay. Because me and you both are in the Midwest, but you're
mhm,
closer to the east
mhm.
a little bit.
We're still
Um,
we're still considered East Coast, Ohio, technically.
really?
Hmm. I don't know
Hmm.
why, because we're nowhere close. It takes 10 hours to get to the coast. I don't know. Whatever, man. I would consider us Midwest, but the world or the United States considers us East Coast still. So,
You and Indiana are on the same timeline. Y'all Midwest.
God,
I'm gonna keep it at that.
we are not in the same time zone as Indiana.
Yes, you
They
are.
their time change. I think like sometimes
No,
we are, and sometimes we aren't. I thought.
no. With them jumping, being ahead of me.
Look, I wasn't very
Uh,
good at geography. Okay, I don't know how things
yeah.
work.
You guys being ahead of me, y'all both an hour ahead. So you always change everything.
Why do you got to ruin my fun?
I don't know. Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
really
if when I think when I come and visit, hopefully sometime next year, um, we'll go there and I take a bottle home with me.
I mean, you can just get the bottle at the grocery store. I've seen it before. It's expensive, so I just don't bother.
That's why I said I think I don't think they sell it anywhere in the Midwest in our area or anything.
Yeah, you can buy it online if you want it that bad.
Well,
It's more of like it has 2 out of 5 peppers on the bottle, but it
mhm,
tastes more like a Cajun barbecue sauce, like a thin, like the texture is like thin, but also like Cajun-y. So
mhm.
and like Louisiana Cajun-y, not like fake, let's make things spicy Cajun-y.
And you been to the restaurant, right?
Hmm. Yeah, there's
Before?
one in Cleveland. Like when we used to go to like Cleveland Indians games or well, Guardians now and Cavs
Mhm.
games, we used to eat there.
Is it more like a wing kind of like a chicken wing kind of
Well,
place?
it's like
Okay.
it's their main thing is wings. Like that's what they're known for. But
Okay.
they also have like traditional bar food like burgers and whatever.
Gotcha.
I mean, I don't go there for anything else. I've never really looked at the menu. I always just pick up the separate sheet that has the wings on it. So I don't know exactly what else they have, but I do know they have like burgers and stuff. They might have chicken and steak and stuff like that, but I'm not sure.
Okay. And then their sauce is like their homemade sauce or or their brand sauce,
Yeah,
I
it's
should
their
say.
like all their sauces are branded.
Okay.
So
Well, everybody, it's time for playing with power. Sorry, I have to use this hand. I can't use this hand at the
mm,
moment. Um, so
you're like
I'm
Link,
going
you
to
switched hands.
right. uh so I'm gonna start this one off. I there's actually 3 games that I've been playing. Still I put Mario Wonder just on hold because I've been playing some other stuff, and I still got to do Sonic. But I am going to be getting back to Wonder and started Sonic probably this weekend also. Um, but I've been playing Star Ocean, the second story R, um, with it, and man, it's a addictive, fun game. But it's just I'm liking it because it does, it's a good time waster. But I had to um. There is a boss on there that if he eats you, even though it still shows your energy, it still shows you highlighted. If your whole party gets eaten or dies when you're being eaten, it's a game over.
Being eaten. That sounds so scary.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of flesh worms that eats you and everything. And I had to drop this. This is the second game this year that I had to drop it to a easy in order to beat it. No, actually third game because I had to do it for
You're getting old, Ed.
Sea of Stars.
Might as well retire. You're done. Finished.
Well,
Toast.
no, it's one of those. Okay, I am powerful. I have grind. I have put in the work. Why in the heck am I getting? Why am I dying a lot? In it, and it just feels like the difficulty of the game somewhat changes and everything. And
Gotta get good, Ed. Gotta get good.
even I am good. I spend 3 to 4 hours sometimes grinding, listen to podcasts, listen to music. I've been putting in the work in to get my characters up and everything, and it's just like it feels very unfair when you get to a boss battle. Um, that is just too difficult, even on the normal, because because of what they allow the boss to do to uh um to wipe out your characters and stuff. Like, why are we at level 40 and you're doing 3 hits and my characters are dying and stuff? Or, why can I not get out of, if I've been eating, why can I not get out and stuff? So um it kind of feels unfair. And I know they want you to craft weapons and things like that, but I'm just like, it's still kind of unfair because they don't give you a new weapon that you need. So it's a little bit unbalanced, but it's a fine game. It's nothing. I wouldn't put this as a Game of the Year nomination for RPG of the year. um I think it's just kind of average. Like, I would give it an 8. Or actually, if I had to go on my Yoshi scale, I would give it a 3 out of 5 actually.
3 out of 5.
Yeah, Yoshi coins. So I would actually give it like a 7.5 for this game. Um
Hmm.
I mean, it's a good remake. Don't get me wrong. I didn't. I kind of seen some of it on the PSP. Because that's the version they've been showing online and everything. Uh, and yeah, it's a fine game. I think definitely. I think it's $50 that I pay for it. Or yeah, I think it's $50. So it's a good budget price game and everything. I think Octopath Traveler 2
Hmm.
still takes the cake for probably best role playing game. And I haven't played uh Final Fantasy 16 yet, but I would say Octopath Traveler 2 is probably the best RPG at this time. So I play Super Mario RPG. Sea of Stars is also good. Um but even that kind of got a little bit unfair with some of the characters. Especially when you get closer to the end of the game. And I had to, for one boss fight, I just had to drop it because um that game is very linear and you really can't grind in that game. So when I got to a certain boss, the second, like the third to last boss, they really pulled out the unfair card, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna drop it on easy, leave it there, so I can just beat the game and be done. I'm like, I'm not trying to give no achievement or anything. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's 2 endings to it, so I'd rather just beat the game and then definitely just see the ending. Play it a little bit more. Do this quest so I can see like the ending, like the true ending of the game. And that's what I did. And I was just like, okay, that's good. And then I took it off my system. See, yeah, because
Hmm.
I'm just like, I don't. There's nothing else that I need to play it for or anything.
Hmm.
Um. So, uh, I making my way through Alan Wake. I'm now in Alan's story.
The second one.
Oh boy, yeah, Alan Wake 2, everybody. Uh,
Yeah.
so I, it is a beautiful game. I will agree with that. Um, Remedy just definitely has a problem with their difficulty spikes. Um, their boss battles are truly unfair. Camera work
I've
is a
heard they're
little
hard.
bit oh yeah, like playing it on normal is they take up their bullet sponges. They take up too much ammo, and you still don't get a lot of ammo to fight a lot of these enemies. The reload times take long. Um, the boss fights, they can hit you 3 times and you're dead. And this is just on normal. And I always was just, I don't know what Remedy is doing. Like, who is quality checking their games? Like, who's testing their games to see these fights are and stuff are balanced and everything? Because you, if you're trying to play when Saga, or if you're playing that Saga, who is like one of the main characters, the reload animations take forever. forever, and you're stuck in the animation. And if you get hit, you lose a lot of health and everything. So I understand the survival horror of it, but I think they need to reduce how many bullets it takes to kill an enemy. Boss fights are just way too long and definitely really unfair. They still got a well, they don't got so much of a problem with the flashlight thing, but you still gotta hold the button down to make the shadows come alive so that you could kill them and everything. And it's just it still just feels unfair for a lot of these fights and everything. And I kind of really wish uh that the flashlight was just unlimited usage.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like you don't need, because you have your flashlight on. I would have felt better if when you zoom in and you have the, because you have, when you zoom in, you literally have the flashlight on the enemy. Why do I have to Luigi mention these mugs so I could just shoot them? Like this, that makes the battle longer. And then they got fast enemies and wolves, and it's just like there's so much that is not necessary to be put in the game and everything. Um, Trust me, it got good jump scares. I have jumped sometimes from some of the uh effects that they use. Um, the game is too dark. Once again, I had to turn the brightness up, and it's still too dark. So I know people love it and everything. I am enjoying it. I do say it's way better than the first game. Um, but it's a respectable game of the year nomination for other people, but it's not for mine. I think this game has a lot of problems with its um gameplay decisions with it, and so they're not making the experience enjoyable for me. Some people have finished it. Once I get closer to the end of Alan's stories, like doing his stuff, I'll be closer to the end of the game. There is some twist in it, which is very weird. And shout out to Fine Time Podcast. I listen to them. They just recorded an episode because they completed Alan Wake 2, and uh, I sent them a comment and stuff. They were just like, we completely agree. So shout out to them. Um, but I I had to hold off Yakuza, the new Yakuza game, so I could finish Alan Wake too. Yeah, someone needs to test their games about challenge, because it's just something about them feels really off, where it feels like it's easier when they're at the studio and they play it, but I don't think they bring people in who has nothing to do with the programming and the development of the game and try to play it and get their feedback. I don't think there needs something needs to be done. They need to patch this game
I mean, I think they
and make
just want
it
it to be
easier.
hard. I don't. I think they
But
just
people,
want it to be challenging, and that's what makes it scarier too.
which is fine. But people are also having a hard time on the story mode on easy with
I,
it.
I mean, it was pretty hard on easy when I played it on Xbox. On the remaster of the first one, control
Yeah,
was pretty hard too. I mean, I don't mind it being hard. I don't think that's a problem.
I do so because I feel like I can understand if it's challenging, but when you are on when the challenge is way past what you're playing, is it feels unfair. Of what I'm trying to say is if I'm playing on normal, there should be a balance of it, and it doesn't feel like that. Your normal shouldn't feel like it's the hard, and then your hard shouldn't feel like it's very hard or extreme hard or whatever. You know, it's just I just sometimes feel like the gameplay and the decisions that they made needs balancing for it. But other than that, it's a good game. Last but not least, I'm playing a new Metroidvania that just dropped called 9 Years of Shadow. Really great indie game. It just dropped 1999 for Switch. Um, the music will remind you of Castlevania Symphony of the Night on PS1. And it has a jazzy classical arrangement, but it's the sound quality that really brings it out to be like, yeah, this is pure PS1 sound mixing. And it's clean, it's neat. And the game is just like completely fun. I haven't gotten far into it, but I want to see what this game offers, and everything. So, those are the three games that I am playing. Corey, what about you?
Well, I finished Miles Morales, and heading into Spider-Man 2 finally. So Miles Morales, I thought was way better than the original game. The pacing of the story was great. This story was way more interesting. It felt way more personal. Uh, I liked Miles and Finn's relationship, and I'm not going to spoil anything with this game. By the
Mhm.
way, like villains or who people are, because I know Miles Morales has not been as popular as Peter Parker until recently with the Into the Spider Verse movies and like that kind of stuff. But I I really liked it. I think Miles is great. I think his moveset is more interesting. I think that made the combat more interesting than just, generic square and triangle and, using a gadget once in a while.
Mhm.
Um, I thought the suits were cool, although I didn't unlock them all. I was just mainlining it. I will actually probably go back and maybe platinum this in Spider-Man after I finish Spider-Man 2 or whatever. Uh, just because they're easy enough, and I really liked Miles Morales. It was really good. Um, I also played some of Destiny 2. Uh, Not to dive too deep into it because obviously Destiny is not on Nintendo, and I talk a lot about it anyway. Uh, but they finally revealed the final season of Destiny, uh,
The
because
one that's coming in June.
no, the season, not the expansion, the season. Each
Oh, okay.
There's a main expansion. For those who don't know, every year there's a main expansion, which is like you know Forsaken, Shadowkeep, Beyond Light, Witch Queen, stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
each every year there's another pack you can purchase, or you can purchase it all together. But there's like a season pass, or like a year pass where you get the 4 seasons. So
Hmm.
this season is Season of the Witch. Last season, or next season is Season of the Wish, which is like the big thing this week in Destiny. Was like the 15th wish of the Dreaming City was finally revealed. That well, you know, they revealed that the 15th wish is happening next season. And you kind of
Okay.
are leading into the final shape, so which is the expansion. But this is the final season of Destiny, because after the final shape they're doing, instead of seasons, they're doing things called episodes, and they're going to have 3 episodes a year, which are supposed to be more significant content drops and not just a seasonal activity and a holiday activity, and all these different things that they've been doing for 4 years now. And so, yeah, a lot of people are concerned that next season is going to be somewhere between 8 and 10 months, because we don't think a lot of the Destiny community doesn't think that the final shape is coming out in June, especially with all these layoffs, right? We
Yeah.
think we think it's probably going to be more like September. and it'll be a season. By the way, I mean, you can do the math. A year is 12 months, and there's 4 seasons. So a season is usually 3 months, and the fact
Hmm.
that it's going to be like triple that or more is like
I
scaring a lot of people.
I really wonder like how long the content is going to be, like if it's going to be like 20 hours, 30 hours
What
or
the
stuff
final
like that.
shape, like the campaign?
Yeah,
The campaigns are usually like anywhere between 5 and 9 hours. So, I
and
mean,
then
but they're
everything else is just multiplayer stuff in
no,
a sense.
no, no. There, I'm not gonna get into it here, but there's like a lot of stuff that you can do after the campaign that adds to the
Hmm.
story. Um, so yeah, but anyways, I've been playing that, and the final puzzle was this week, or the puzzle was this week, and it was really interesting. I'm glad somebody cracked it. Unlike there were like two other puzzles that Bungie thought were going to get cracked in a day, and one of them took like over a month to crack, and they had to like give hints of how to do it, and finally somebody figured it out. But uh, and then uh, shoot, it's the oh my gosh, see Black Armory. Jeez, I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Was they thought there it was an easy code to crack in one day, and it took everybody like 3 or 4 days to crack it. So I don't know.
uh
I guess when you're developing the puzzle, you already know the answers, so you think people are just gonna, you know,
just get it.
yeah. So I want to get back to Mario Odyssey, but or not Mario Odyssey, Mario Wonder.
Well,
I just
yeah,
haven't gotten back to it. So it's because like it's not because I don't like the game. I really like the game, but I'm trying to finish our
same.
book club games, and I have very limited time. So, um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
and I'm trying to like I'm trying to get to, because like there was a point in time I wasn't playing my Series X for like almost 2 months, so I'm trying to catch up with that and be able to like have a bigger game of the year discussion with some of the third party stuff.
hmm
Because Immortals of Avion, like I said, is really good. So I need to jump into that. That's why I'm trying to finish through Alan Wake too, so I can jump back into that game and get through it and stuff. Um,
hmm
and then I just because I don't know what I have to look besides Hogwarts Legacy. I think that's the only other third party game that I need. I have Gotham Knights, but was Gotham Knights last year?
uh,
I think
yeah,
so.
it was last year. Yeah,
Okay. Um,
I'm
and
excited to
Baldur's
play that
Gate.
too at some point.
Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I got that for $20 for Series X digital. Um, Baldur's Gate 3 is. I need to I need to restart my Cyberpunk so I can finish that game and then do Phantom Liberty. But Baldur's Gate 3, I really don't have an opinion on it because I don't know when it's dropping for Series X or anything.
Yeah.
For me to play it and be able to make a have a better opinion about it and
Well,
stuff.
I hope you have 7,000 hours. Uh,
So
that's my opinion.
look, shoot, I posted on my Twitter thing. I'm like, man, Nintendo dropped 14 first party games this year, with Super Mario RPG being the 14th game. Was the release next week. Uh,
It's a lot of
that's
games.
like that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So, but yeah, everybody, I guess that's it for Playing with Power. Now it's time for Family News. Corey, take it away.
Uh, ugh. All right. Sorry, I was gonna sneeze, but then I didn't, and then I was going to, and then I didn't. All right, guys. Here's the big one, the big one. Randomly on Tuesday, they dropped. Hours after our last episode dropped. The Legend of Zelda movie is getting a live action adaptation with Avi Arad producing, which I I always get him and the producer of Castlevania and Devil May Cry on Netflix confused. But
Uh
he's the Spider Man producer. Um, so you take that what you will. Ed, I'm going to let you talk about it in a second, but I couldn't be less enthused. I am not excited for this like at all. I mean, I wasn't excited for the Mario movie either, and you know, I didn't think it was very good. So, but what I mean, what do you think?
so it has to be a British cast. I'm sorry, Americans. Uh I think this movie is going to be a very British movie, um, with the actors and the voices, because I feel like it works. A British accent works for the Legend of Zelda, and I think that's once we started hearing Zelda speak in a sense. And yes, Ganondorf could be, if they want to make Ganondorf or Ganon have a English accent, or American accent, that would be fine. But I'm like, this has to have kind of a medieval British kind of feel to it in order for it to work. That's my opinion. When I seen that Sony is co-financing this movie, that's when my jaw dropped. Like, wait, what?
Why?
I think for everybody who knows the story with Sony and Nintendo and the PlayStation and Super Nintendo and all that mess, la la
Yeah,
la.
but how many people who produce movies know that history? Like
Probably
the
not
movie.
many.
I mean, Sony's movie division probably doesn't care, right? They're in it to make money. They hear the word Zelda and we're gonna make it. They're gonna be like, oh, get the printing presses out. I don't know
So I thought they would have went with Universal
why,
to
because they
get
did the
the
Mario movie.
movie, the Mario movie, Super Nintendo World. Like I kind of felt like they had a great Nintendo has a great relationship with Universal. Um, so when I seen that Sony was co-financing it, I was surprised that Sony would play a part in this, because Nintendo is financing it also. So I think it's like it feels like it's 50-50. I think, um, and stuff. So I that's why it was just surprising that when more details came out that Sony would have a role into this and everything. So it feels like, from a business perspective, that's good for Nintendo and Sony. That they're doing stuff, stunting together, but through film, through a different medium of entertainment. We always talk about Nintendo and X and Microsoft having a good relationship, and to see that Nintendo is working with Sony to make this movie, because I was going to ask you this, Corey.
Hmm.
Do you think 2 hours, like 2 hours, not 2.5, but 2 hours would be a good
No,
time lift for this movie? Because I can't see this movie being a 90-minute
no, it's
movie.
gonna be longer. It's probably gonna be closer to 2.5 hours, and they're probably aiming for it to be some sort of like trilogy because that's what movie studios like to do, right? They
Hmm.
like to milk it, and the second movie's always the best, and the third one's like, okay, I'm done with this by the time like half the movie's over. So I'm guessing they're gonna do that, and I'm also wondering what type of story they're gonna do. Here's my pitch for the Zelda movie. Okay. My pitch is that they don't have Link in the first movie at all. I don't think Link needs to be in like if let's say they're going to make a trilogy. I don't think Link needs to be in it until the third movie. I think it needs to be about Zelda, the struggling kingdom of Hyrule, and how, Ganon and his, whether they adapt the Ocarina Ganon or,
Yeah.
you know, I think they think they have to make a Gerudo Ganon. I don't or Ganondorf. I don't think they can, really do the big pig monster until like the third movie or something, right? Or unless they do like I don't know if they do Vati first and then like they tease Ganondorf for the second movie
Mhm.
in the end credit scene. But what I think they should be doing is focus on Princess Zelda and the Kingdom of Hyrule and how maybe they're attacked or whatever, and explore the magic and maybe the Great Deku Tree narrates the beginning and like that's they don't show that it's a Great Deku Tree until the very end. I don't know what they do.
Cause
I mean, that's my pitch is like Hyrule gets taken over, Ganon and his thieves get taken over, then he gets defeated and uh uses the this maybe this like ancient dark magic to turn into the pig monster, and then maybe that's how it ends. Link comes in and saves the day and whatever. Maybe link Link talking is gonna piss a lot of people off. uh
well, well, it's I'm I, I'm not very worried about the actors and the voices and all of that stuff. Everybody already know that I said like it got to be British and stuff. Um, but I think they of course they have to focus on the Triforce. They won't have to focus on um the Master Sword and the Shield, and focusing on the light bow and Zelda and the king, and what happens. Do we get answers for the queen of Hyrule? We got the Deku tree, and because I feel like they're going to be some CGI and stuff.
Dude, this
Are we
thing's gonna
going
be
to
full of
have
CG.
dungeons and stuff, and puzzles and everything? The score of this, like I already Columbia Records. I kind of feel like Nintendo and Sony gonna come together to like really make a. I just have a feeling they're gonna take the well-known music from the Zelda series and just make it literally Symphony of the Goddesses. I think that was it. Um, kind of level of listening to it, because it's, to me, once the soundtrack of the Legend of Zelda drops, it's already platinum. Like, people are going to buy this. Oh, this movie is going to make about $1 billion.
I
Excuse
don't
me.
think it's gonna do as well as the Mario movie, to be honest with you.
I think so. Um, because of course, kids are going to be going there. Parents are going to be going there. Zelda fans are going to be going there. Gamers in general, like, of course, you about to see the Zelda cosplay be in that mug. Do Sheikah comes into it? Like, are they taking stuff from different games in the Zelda series and trying to make it all into one? Because if what's going to probably happen is, if they do decide to do a part two to this, like down the line and everything, everybody's going to be like, is it going to be a cliffhanger, or are we going to continue the story a la Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom kind of connection and stuff? Because people are already planning in their mind that they want this to be taken. They want this to be taken. Take it from Ocarina of Time. Take it from Majora's Mask. The Skyward Sword playing. Like, what is going to be the lore for this? They're going to be recognizable things, um, and everything, but how do you present that in a live version? And people are thinking about, well, they could do this and they could do that and everything. And I just feel like whatever they plan to put out is going to work. And I think even with Link talking,
I
and
mean,
everything.
I don't care if Link talks. I thought he should have talked in Breath of the Wild, but you know, whatever. I don't know, man. I think this is not going to be as successful as the Mario movie, in my opinion. I mean, obviously, Mario the Mario movie is like the most successful animated film of all time, but you know what I
So,
mean,
I,
like
I mean, it's not.
financially, I guess.
I don't think it's going to be like a Academy Award winning perform. I mean, the performances are probably going to be up there. Whoever they get and stuff. Maybe some new, somebody recognizable. We don't know. It's just in pre-production right now. I think it's just it hasn't nothing has been filmed. It's just like in the writing stages and everything. And so, and Nintendo's going to be checking this. Miyamoto's going to have a say in about everything. I don't know if Anuma and us going to be playing a part in it, but they are going to be overwatching this project. They are not going to be playing around. This has to be right out of the gate and everything. Just because it's the Legend of Zelda doesn't mean anything. It has to come correct. Because the next thing everybody's going to do, okay, we got our Zelda movie, we got our Mario movie. Come on, what you going to do with Samus?
Yeah,
Because they are because the thing with Metroid and everything, whether it's animated, a home video, whatever they do with it, they're gonna be like she cannot have the same voice like she did in Other M. All you're gonna see is just Other M opinions for this movie of the voice actor saying it is the
yeah,
you know and people are I think that's the thing about it is that people are already planning expectations on what they hope that it could be or what they want to see. And I think it's just too early to have expectations. I think it's good to be hyped that they're doing the Zelda movie, but placing big expectations on it, I think all of that could wait. You can speculate. Speculation is different than having expectations. You can speculate, but I think everybody just needs to hold their expectations until we see something, until we hear something.
yeah. Uh, yeah. I mean, I hope people that go see it enjoy it. I will either wait for streaming or not care. Either way.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna go see it. I think what the big takeaway for me was is that Sony is co-financing it. So that was the thing that kind of just made me drop my jaw to be like, what? And that's good for Nintendo Sony. That works.
Yeah, I don't think that's as big a deal as people are making it out to be, but that's my opinion, I guess. Uh, I think it's gonna be dumpster fire. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know who I would cast in that movie. I guess like Florence Pugh would be the first person I would pick to play Zelda, because she has the build to play both a princess
Uh-huh.
and Sheik if they pull Sheik in, right? Like that would be my first pick, but also I don't know. They'll probably pick some
At the
unknown, I guess.
Yeah, acting wise, I just don't know yet. Acting wise, I haven't gotten far anything.
Ganondorf will just be the Rock and paint him green. He'll be fine.
I actually think Ganondorf is going to be a black character.
I mean, I could see that too. Terry Crews. Uh,
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I'm just messing around now. I mean, let's see. Who? Hmm. You know who would be an awesome Ganon? Honestly, would be God, what's it? Idris Elba would be a cool Ganon.
I was just thinking that today. We got the same mind there. Yeah, I was just thinking that because
He
and
would be scary at least.
it's not about his build, it's his voice.
Yeah,
He just like
that's. I
his
mean, you can do whatever you need to do to make him look scary, right? Makeup, CG
yes,
to make him bigger, whatever. But like,
yeah, his voice
his voice would be
is
perfect.
fitzy.
Yeah. Uh, so, all right. Next news story. Um, this one's a sad one, Ed. Maybe potentially. We were already talking about a lot of layoffs the last couple months, so why not one more? Two more, maybe.
Exactly.
All right, so this is kind of a combination of two stories. The recently reopened Free Radical, developers of things like Time Splitters and games like that, and they closed what mid 2010s, maybe early 2010s. Uh, they were reopened 2 years ago to maybe revive Time Splitters, and that's kind of what they've been working on, right? They've announced it, and uh, they were saying they were working on a Time Splitters project, but they're in danger of closing its doors again thanks to the Embracer Group's financial issues. Um, and then the other part of this mixed story is that Ubisoft is laying off 124 people, including 98 at Ubisoft Montreal, which is kind of like their, you know, I don't want to say their flagship studio, but probably like second or third biggest studio.
Hmm.
Man, these things, man. I get that layoffs are part of the business and part of the I don't know, just part of business in general. Like in the where in the industry that I kind of tangentially work, like we see it all the time. You know, uh, but this is still happening, and it really kind of sucks. The like the pandemic really screwed a lot of people up and messed with a lot of financial situations, I think, because
Hmm.
of grants and borrowing money. Like borrowing money was cheap, grants were given to keep businesses open, at least in the United States. I don't know how it was everywhere else, but like people started hiring up because they could afford it. And now, like with interest rates super high, and I don't know, man. This is rough to see more potential jobs being lost.
People in the gaming industry right now. A lot of businesses are in their restructuring
Hmm.
um, phase, so there a lot of people are being let go,
Hmm.
positions being cut, so that they could get their financials together. Um, and we don't know how long that is or anything, but that's what's kind of like happening. Um, in a lot of places, in a lot of business and stuff. Even though there are a lot of signs and stuff that says now hiring um, for the gaming industry for the like past 3 months, I think,
Hmm.
Corey. There's just been a lot of people let go
I mean,
and
it's
everything, a
really
lot
been
of
like the
restructuring.
last almost a year, to
A
be
year.
really honest. I mean, the biggest one. I mean, there. Okay, I want to say this about this business stuff. Like I understand that some jobs get eliminated, or they just don't need people anymore, or contractors they don't renew their contracts with the company, so they're technically quote unquote laid off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, okay, Crystal Dynamics laid off 8 people over the summer, right? Okay, that sucks for those 8 people, but it's reasonable, I guess, right? But like, you have situations like Epic and Bungie who are laying off, people by the hundreds at this point. They still don't know a full number of Bungie employees. They thought the number was around 100, but more people have come forward and said that they were let go from the studio since that number was reported.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it could be nearing like 150 people or more. So like numbers that high, and like Ubisoft Montreal, like 124 people, or I mean, Ubisoft is a huge company. They employ like 12,000 people, right? It's a
Yeah.
huge company. So relatively 124 people across 12,000 is not a lot, right? But the fact that 94 of them came from one studio of theirs, who make it. I wonder if it has anything to do with canceled game, like a lot of these canceled games, right? I wonder if they were coming out of there and they just don't need those people anymore. Uh, but that's rough, man. I feel
I
bad for
mean,
these people.
yeah, because I don't know how well Assassin's Creed Mirage sold,
Oh, it's sold
uh,
extremely well. But there's
but
also, for every Assassin's Creed game that sells you know, 10 million copies, right? There's
Yeah.
the canceled Ghost Recon Frontlines. There's the indefinite delays of Skull and Bones and X Defiant. There's, the failure of Rainbow Six Extraction. Rainbow Six Siege, I'm sure, doesn't have the income that they thought they were going to have this far in, right? Because remember when they
Right.
announced they had that 10-year plan for this game?
Mm-hmm.
Like, these things are happening, and it really sucks to see people go through some stuff like this. And it also shows that the gaming industry just doesn't know how to manage things, especially financially, or, you know, okay, we're going to need this many people for the game. And then they staff up because they need more people. And then the game gets delayed, which adds money to the budget. And like,
Right.
I mean, like a movie studio, it's easy to do that, right? That you're not developing an engine, or, working within an engine that you may or may not know, or, you get different levels of talent. Games vary in size from like, like Persona 5 or something like Horizon or Final Fantasy, to down to like, your double A games like Darksiders, to, I mean, we just saw with Immortals of Avium's Ascendant Studios too, right? Layoffs because that game, like reports were saying that game sold under 100,000 copies. Um,
Right.
and they had to lay off half their studio, and that's with funding from EA, and that's with developing a sequel apparently to this game. Uh, I just feel like the gaming industry needs to like almost reset. Budgets are way too high, man. Budgets are way too high. You have a
But I mean,
$250 million game. Like Immortals of Avium maybe cost, 70, $80 million to make, right? And that was,
but and I think this is gonna be just I think this might be a Thanksgiving expansion pass. I think because
well, we're
of
like into next year for expansion pass already. So
uh, I think the thing with like in with Series X and PlayStation 5, with those graphics and this realism and all of this stuff, and people, you know, still doing like um uh, green screen and stuff like that, motion capture, and things like that, and voice acting, and all this production and stuff. There is going to have a higher budget, um, but it's not like the same way. If are we going to be able to sell this game and get our return back and everything? Yes, you can make the biggest and the greatest game, but if you put it out, and it sometimes it don't even matter when you put it out, whether it's a good time or a bad time, if people are not going out to spend the $70 to buy the game, and in all honesty, you probably got to hit. I feel like you probably got to hit close to 5 million to even see if there's going to make a profit.
mhm.
And I'm using 5 million just as a safe number, um, to make a profit on it, and it's on multiple platforms. That's becoming a little bit of the problem. Nintendo has it easier because even though it is first party and they're working with um one system, their budgets are not as high as others.
Neither is there,
So,
no offense to them, but neither is their production value, right? Like, I'm sure even a
right.
game, I mean, theoretically, I know Tears of the Kingdom's budget was super high because they kept delaying the game and kept adding things to it, right? But like that
10
that
million
game that game's budget, it was probably, from a normal studio, not one as high quality as Nintendo, probably
mhm.
would have been $100,000 maybe. But then you have stuff like, God of War Ragnarok was $250 million. Did I say 100,000? I meant 100 million for Zelda.
Yeah.
There's a ghost in here. Where was I? Oh, but I mean, obviously Zelda, Nintendo spent a lot of time on it, and that budget was probably closer to 200, maybe 150 to 200. But like you look at God of War and how different the production values of that was. Like everything looks pretty realistic, right?
Hmm.
As opposed to the art style that Nintendo chose. Not that one I can say one is harder than the other, but I think it's pretty clear one is harder than the other. Um, the voice acting for God of War, the mocap for God of War, you know, probably some sort of proprietary engine that they use for that game. It's a lot. That's a lot, and obviously all the outsourcing that they do. Where Nintendo doesn't. I mean, if they do outsource, they don't promote outsourcing, right? Like,
Right.
but God of War had a lot of outsourcing, and
And in Tears of the Kingdom, they had Monolith Soft, which
mhm,
Nintendo owns. So
yeah,
they don't really have to do any out. If they outsource, they're gonna bring in Platinum,
mhm,
or they're gonna bring in Kobe Tech to help Nintendo. Like they're gonna go to those two and Bandai Namco because of Smash. They're gonna go to those three because they work with them and everything.
mhm,
So they know what they're doing when they outsource like that
mhm,
and everything. And of course, it's going. The teams may be up to. I would say probably for Nintendo, they may have 100 people team, depending on what the project is
mhm,
and everything. With the developers, but Nintendo has recouped a lot of that money. Just probably with Tears of the Kingdom to do 10 million in 3 days. I think
mhm.
it was.
Yeah, I think their latest
They
report said they're at 19 now.
they recouped all that money within those 3 days, with all the marketing and delays and all of that stuff being included. They recouped that, and of course, with the not so much with the engine and stuff, but like some of the assets. They probably prettied up a little bit more, but they were still able to create that world
Mhm.
using stuff from their last game. So that kind of saved them money and stuff.
Yeah.
Spider Man, I'm not snagging Spider Man 2. 2.5 is a good number, but Spider Man 2 should have been higher
Then what?
in everything. Um, when it first came out, when it did the 2.5
It was
million.
in one
I
day. That was in 24 hours.
well yes,
It's
but
closer to probably 7 or 8 million now.
I think it was like 4.5. No, that's Mario Wonder was the 4.5. Um, I was expecting it more because of the hype people were looking forward to those games, and I probably was gonna add I don't know if pre-orders played it may be more with pre-orders and digital sale numbers, but I know physical sale numbers were 2.5. I thought it would be closer to 4 million or more.
It's just over 5 million. Oh,
Five
sorry.
million.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of it more because so many people were looking forward to it, and there's 48 million PlayStations out there. So I was thinking there was going to be more players looking forward to that game to get it and stuff. And everybody gotta realize that like they gotta share that money with Marvel because it's a Marvel IP. It's not Sony's and stuff. So
Yeah, but I'm sure Sony's happy. I mean, Spider-Man 2 is gonna go out and probably be the best-selling PlayStation 5 game by the time that console is done, in my opinion.
mhm, yeah,
Um, I don't know, man. I just hate talking about this every week, and I
it's
feel for
and
people who are
it's
looking for jobs now.
yeah, and I feel like we're gonna be continue. The Free Radical one is just a assumption for right now. They haven't confirmed
Hmm.
anything about it until the Embracer Group says something
Uh-huh.
with it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's talk about something positive, okay?
Yes.
So Nintendo, in its recent financial report, has reconfirmed a lot of the has either confirmed or reconfirmed a lot of release dates for its upcoming slate of games. Uh, so right now, obviously, Super Mario RPG will be out on the 17th of November this year. Another Code Recollection will be out on January 19th. Mario vs. Donkey Kong will be out on February 16th next year. Princess Peach Showtime will be out on March 22nd. Luigi's Mansion has a summer 2024 date on it. and Paper Mario has a 2024 date on it, and Metroid Prime 4 still says TBA. So, and then they
Yeah.
also obviously like the rest of it is like the Mario Kart Deluxe Booster Course Pack is all out as of what, last week, and the Pokemon DLC is still coming. So their lineup is pretty it's pretty solid for the next at least 5 months, or including November.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet Luigi's Mansion probably comes out in like July, where Pikmin came out. You know, that seems like a good Luigi's Mansion spot. How do you
Yeah.
feel? Switch hardware sales have now broken the $130 million mark. The other thing too was Switch sales are the highest they've been since 2018. I think they said
Hmm.
so, or 2019. That's great. I don't think the Switch 2 is coming out uh, in 2024. Sorry, everybody hoping for it. It's coming. It's coming out in 2025. Everybody.
Yeah. Well, they Nintendo did say that they had plans to support Switch from 24 to 25.
I know
Uh,
and then like also within this. I guess we'll just add this next story to this.
yeah.
Nintendo says that the Nintendo account was made to for quote long lasting relationships with consumers. Uh, well, and does this mean the next console is backwards compatible? I think that's what that means. I really think that's what that means. Like long lasting relationship. Like, okay, the Switch
Mhm.
is the first console, so what does that mean? Does that mean only my friends list carries over? No, I think this is the beginning of what Microsoft and Sony have been doing since, well, Sony with PlayStation 4 and Microsoft with the 360 with Xbox Live and your gamer tag. So,
Yeah, it's carrying stuff over.
mhm.
Well, in a sense, it would probably be with the Wii U because I think the Wii U
No,
kind of.
no, they already confirmed that the Wii U is not attached to the Nintendo account, your
I
current
thought it.
Nintendo account. You can
I
attach that account to this account
Yeah,
in terms of like using your online like platinum coins and gold coins and stuff.
that's what I mean. Yeah,
But
that's what I
this
mean. Kind.
this is telling me that you're going to be
This is
able to
the
play the
first
games you've
like.
already purchased.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
which is great.
I, I,
Which
I,
is what I thought, especially when like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like
oh no.
especially with like your online subscriptions and stuff, like a lot of DLC is attached to this thing.
Hmm.
A lot, obviously, all of the I almost said virtual
NSO
console, the
stuff.
NSO stuff is attached to this. Uh, the free games that you get with NSO, right? The like Tetris 99 is attached to this, and whatever other 99 games that have come out.
Right, and that was the reason why I said like I think the Wii U is kind of the first because it laid with the on not with the not with the games and stuff like that, but just like you said, the platinum points and things like that,
Mhm.
transferring over and stuff. But this is like the first kind of thing that is really game related, connected to your systems and your purchases and subscriptions and stuff. That's gonna that Switch is the first one with that. So yes, that's the part I do agree. I was just using the Wii U as in starting all of like having a Nintendo account in a sense, like a general, like just a regular Nintendo account, and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, neat. Also, I mean, not really a story, but like a pretty interesting quote from one of. So Valve has announced and soft released the OLED Steam Deck, which is a tad more powerful and better battery and stuff like that. And Valve said that the Switch was a huge inspiration and that it's an amazing device, which was really, Valve doesn't really
Yeah.
talk about other consoles very much at all.
Hmm.
And I think obviously we all knew that the Steam Deck was clearly inspired by the Switch and the Switch's success, but like this is the first time they like really really acknowledged it, and that's really cool to hear.
like the OLED kind of like opened up the door for them to
Yeah.
do this version of the Steam Deck.
And they said, I mean, they said they're committed to the Steam Deck, and that the next one is probably 3 years away. And if you want one, you should probably just get one. Uh, that was really cool. I really like the Steam Deck. I kind of wish I had one. Uh, Not all the time, just sometimes. But yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's cool that they acknowledged it.
Yeah, still too Game Gear for me, and I rather play stuff on Switch on my Nintendo than Steam.
I mean, I'm gonna play on Switch too because I don't play games on Steam, but I don't play
Yeah.
PC games either. So, oh man. Anyways, Ed,
Yes.
I don't think we have any more stories. Nope, no more stories. That was it. That was the news, the newsy news. Let's get into Packwatch.
Backwatch.
Uh, on 11/14, Hogwarts Legacy is finally making its way to the Switch. Uh, Hogwarts Legacy, home. Hogwarts Legacy is an immersive open world action RPG set in the world first introduced in the Harry Potter books. For the first time, experience Hogwarts in the 1800s. Your character is a student who holds the key to an ancient secret that threatens to tear the wizarding world apart. I'm really excited to see what this game plays like on Switch. It's either going to be hilariously awesome or hilariously bad. I don't
We'll
know if
be
there's going to be any in between.
we'll be looking for the reviews. That's all I can say.
Also on the 14th, Turok 3 Seeds of Oblivion remastered. This is the worst of the original trilogy, in my opinion. But Turok 3 Shadow of Oblivion remastered is a faithful restoration of the classic Nintendo 64. Oh, wait, hold on. I scrolled away
Excuse
from the description. Uh, it's a faithful restoration of the classic first-person shooter originally released in 2000 for the Nintendo 64. Upgraded through Night Dive Studios' proprietary KEX engine for play on modern gaming devices with up to 4K and 120 frames a second. Obviously, it's not going to run at 4K and 120 frames on the Switch, but I pulled this description from Steam because I couldn't find one on Nintendo's website. Uh, On 11/15, we're getting The Last Faith. Ed, this looks like a game straight up your alley. It looks like 16-bit Castlevania is what it looks like. A dark gothic fusion of Metroidvania and Souls-like. The Last Faith thrives on merciless and precise combat with a huge range of weapons, firearms, and custom executions at your disposal. Let nothing stand in your way. On the 16th, we're getting Flashback 2, a gripping, fluid, and intricate platformer including exploration, puzzle solving, and, of course, adventure. Immerse yourself in a vibrant sci-fi cyberpunk universe and visit multiple environments: New Tokyo, New Washington, and the jungle. Use Aisha, Aisha, a lethal adaptive weapon enhanced with combat AI.
Aisha.
Whatever. No, there's no I in between the H and the A. I don't know. Whatever. All right, sorry, anime fans. I'm probably gonna butcher all this, but it's fine. You'll get over it. Naruto X Boruto,
Correct.
Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections, legendary ninjas reunite in the next exciting entry of the Storm series. Naruto X Boruto, Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections is an action fighting game with fast-paced ninja battles and 2 different story modes. That's on the 17th. Also on the 17th is Persona 5 Tactica. Join the Phantom Thieves as they lead an uprising of the heart. Assemble an all-star team of heroes and a brand new story in this thrilling combat adventure set in Persona's iconic universe. And lastly, the heavy hitter of the bunch on the 17th, Super Mario RPG. Super Mario RPG stars 5 playable characters: Mario, Bowser, Peach, Geno, and Mallow. The latter two are original characters designed by Square. Uh, the remake will retain a classic meta joke included in the original. The optional boss, Klulex, who appears in the original as a 2D sprite. So there you go. That's Nintendo's description of Super Mario RPG Remake. No
So
story, no nothing.
yeah. Um, I don't remember Turok 3. To literally be honest with you, I thought that the Turok series was ended after 2. And then when they did the GameCube, PS2, Xbox version, I think did Xbox get it? Or was it just PS2 and GameCube?
I don't remember.
Um yeah,
There
I just thought
are.
after 2 they
Hold on, let me see. There are
think there's
Turok,
6 games.
Turok Dinosaur Hunter, Turok 2 Seeds of Evil, Turok Rage Wars, Turok Shadow of Oblivion, Turok Evolution, which was the GameCube, PlayStation 2 one. And then
Yeah.
the Xbox 360 and PS3 got the reboot called Turok, which was really cool.
Okay.
So also somehow Disney owns Turok somehow. I don't know
Because of
how.
Clay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like I saw that the other day and I was like, God, Disney really
Huh?
does own everything.
I could just see them do their own version of Jurassic Park with that.
Dude, I really liked what they did with the reboot. Like it was dumb, and if a
Hmm.
better studio would have made it, it would have been amazing. But it's like this. It was really cool. It kind of. I really liked it.
It had a Predator feel to it.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, because you were like went with this, military whatever. I mean, it was probably pretty generic at the time. Like every game was like sci-fi military dudes fighting monsters or aliens or whatever. Like Gears.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool. I really liked it, and it's not backwards compatible, and I'm really sad about it.
Yeah.
So but that's it, Ed. That's it. We got some questions. I'm throwing it back to you.
All right, everybody, it's time for Question Block. And this one comes from Safi via Discord.
By the way,
Also shout out to Safi. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. On go ahead, Corey.
Oh, I was congratulations on 100 episodes. It's a big deal.
Yes, of their podcast.
Yeah, which reminds me, we got
Uh,
to record that thing for them after this. Don't let me
yes,
forget,
and
because I
yes,
will forget, and
everybody.
they need it tomorrow.
Yes, celebrating their 100 episodes of Lore Together, which you guys can find on various podcast apps. We just want to congratulate them that they came this far, and hopefully they continue to make more. Um, the question Safi asked was, "Who would be your The Legend of Zelda movie production dream team?" Ooh, I
Like director and stuff.
probably so. Yeah. Um.
God, I don't know.
So at this time, Safi, I cannot answer this. Because I would have to think of stuff off the top of my head to answer it, and I think I want to have a better answer. So,
This might be an expansion pass topic we could probably do at some point. Although I don't
yeah,
want them to like announce a director tomorrow and then we can't talk about it. But
right.
um, I would honestly like. I would probably pick someone who did like a director from like. Man, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like someone who's really
That's
good
why I
at like
said
fantasy. Uh,
right. I would definitely need time to think about this
yeah.
to write this one down.
Because it's going to be fantasy, but it's not going to be dark fantasy like The Witcher or Game of Thrones, right? Like it's going to be more
Right.
like it's probably going to be more like Lord of the Rings, to be honest. Just get Peter Jackson to do it. Who cares? Uh, uh,
Yeah.
I don't know enough about movies or directors to tell you these things. Because because the first directors that come to my mind are like either Brad Bird like Pixar director, former director, I guess, and then like George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. Like I don't know anybody else. uh, so I guess hmm,
Yeah,
I
I would
really
have to
don't
come
know,
back.
man. I actually, you know who I would like to see do it, honestly. And I know it's not the right director or anything, but like
Hmm.
I mean, this director does comedy movies, but I think I wonder if you could transition like something that he did with like the Lego movie. Uh, I would like to see the Lego movie director either do it, because he also did 21 Jump Street, which is also hilarious, or shoot, I just had it and then it left me. Or the guy who did the first Deadpool movie. I forget what his name is. I don't know anybody's name. But like I feel like this movie's going to need there's going to be some sort of comic relief character, and it's going to be Tingle, and everybody's going to laugh and or be annoyed by it, or both. Um Tingle's going to be some sort of weird like messenger character in this, and he just floats away on his dumb balloon. Or like the Happy Mask salesman, or the dumb guy who plays the music box in the windmill. Um, or Beetle. I get you could do Beetle also, which would be funny. Um, so I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah,
Just get the
I
Spider-Man team to do it.
wow. I'm gonna let that be what it needs to
And
be.
Tom Holland is Link.
Well, Corey,
He's British.
we got our next question from MH Norris via Discord.
The next
Asks,
three questions
now
are
that
for her, from her.
yes, now that the entire booster course pack is out for Mario Kart 8, what was your favorite track? Which track from a previous game did you wish had come back? Um,
Um, I really liked the remakes of like the Super Nintendo levels that they brought back. Not really any specific one, but uh, I really like when they do that stuff. Also, not a booster course DLC pack, but like a Wii U DLC pack.
uh,
The Dragon Course level, is probably my favorite level in the entire game. I love that level. I will tell you, I did not care for the Mario Kart Tour levels, most of them, if not all of them. But also part of this was the Donkey Kong levels. Like they put the DS one in there, which was really cool. And then was it DS or 3DS? I think it was DS. And then they brought back the GameCube one where they shoot you in the barrel to the top of the mountain, and then you race down the mountain and do it again every lap. I really liked that. I don't really know which levels are in the last wave because I haven't played the last wave yet.
yeah, same here. I haven't. Yeah, I've had to load it up. I had to actually reinstall the game. I had to take it out um for some things, some games.
Also, I I can't say what I want to say about Coconut Mall, but you know what I think about Coconut Mall. It's trash.
Yeah.
Get it out of here. I think it's from the Wii version, and I hate the Wii version of Mario Kart.
Oh wow.
Here's the thing. I actually only really like three Mario Kart games. I like Mario Kart DS, I
Hmm.
like Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8. I hate Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo. I really hate Mario Kart 64.
You had the first Mario Kart.
Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting.
I hate
Like
that game,
that's
man.
the
It's so like I understand how important it was for the time, but you play it now, man, it just gives me a headache. I Mode 7 on that game gives me a headache. Um the Game Boy Advance one was not good. Uh I don't like Double Dash either. The concept of Double Dash is awesome, but I don't like how that game feels to play. And then they just took that physics and they took that engine, whatever Mario Kart Double Dash was running on, and just put
Uh,
new courses on the Wii version. And that version sucks. Uh, that might be the worst version, in my opinion.
Mario Kart Wii.
Yeah. And then I feel like I'm missing one. Super Nintendo, N64, GBA, DS, Wii, Double Dash, 8. Okay. Yeah, and then 8 is the best. 8's amazing. Diddy Kong Racing was always a superior game on N64.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. uh. So I really So Yoshi's Valley from Mario Kart N64.
hmm
I really wish was
It's in there.
in this one.
It's in Mario Kart 8.
It is.
I think so. Do I have to
Hmm.
turn this game on and figure it out? Let me whip out the old controller here, Edward. Or not.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. All right. Nope, not that. All software. Mario Kart. Yes, download the update. Jeez, I have automatic updates turned on all my consoles, and nothing ever updates automatically.
Oh no.
It never does. It never works that way. I'm just saying.
I had to go game by game on my Switch for it to go update, see which needs it or not.
Yoshi courses on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Let's see. I swear that Yoshi, no, not Yoshi's Island. That's the one that literally looks like Yoshi.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not. I don't know. Yoshi, hold on. Yoshi N64 course on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There we go. No. Yoshi's Valley. It's in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as the last track of the Leaf Cup.
For the N64.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh.
And it's also in Yoshi's Tour, or
Oh
it's
yeah,
also in
I
Mario
see
Kart
it.
Tour as part of the Yoshi Tour. So,
Yeah, I just seen it.
so Ed didn't play his Mario Kart. Me, on the other hand, spent 50 hours on the Switch after I spent 40 on the Wii U. Got to get those gold
Hey,
cups, man. Got to get those unlockables.
me and Josh ranked the Mario Karts, so
Well, anyways.
we give our reasons. Well, I'll have a better answer
No, he won't.
for.
Don't let him lie to you. He will not.
Uh, well, he asked also, with the hype for the Legend of Zelda movie, do you think this will encourage Nintendo to publish remasters of earlier games to the modern consoles? No, not really. If they want to do a remaster or a remake of a game, they already got it in production. They just announced it during Nintendo Direct. Because I'm like, we got we got what? About 75% of the Zelda games on Switch.
Well, we
The
clearly
only
don't have the
ones,
DS or the 3DS games.
yes. Uh,
Obviously Ocarina and Majora's Mask are part of NSO. And then we have Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, the only two 3D games that are left are Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, and those are done.
Twilight.
They just need ported, right? That's the thing, because they were on the Wii U.
Right.
For those of you who didn't buy a Wii U, jerks. So those would be the 3D ones. The 2D ones, like I mean, I think at some point they're going to remake another 2D game. My
Hmm.
assumption is that they would remaster A Link Between Worlds and bundle it with A Link to the Past. That would be a great move for them. Uh, I mean, Oracle of Ages and Seasons probably could use a
Excuse me.
remaster or remake.
Hmm.
I think the next remake is going to be Minish Cap, in my opinion.
Which is weird because
But
Minish Cap is on the NSO.
I know, but I think that game would look amazing as a top down kind of thing like Link's Awakening. I am gonna say that they are probably gonna remaster most of them in the probably the next decade, or at least get them into a playable state on the current piece of hardware. Uh, so I mean, I don't know if
They,
you saw that patent that was found from Nintendo, Ed, but there is a patent that Nintendo filed for. I don't know when it was filed, but I saw this article maybe a week ago. I probably should have put it in the
uh,
news, but it was an attachable second screen.
oh yeah, we talked about that.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah,
So that was pretty
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Because we talked about it. That could possibly be a switch, the Switch 2, and stuff
Hmm.
like that. Yeah.
Which I mean, I
Uh,
think that would be I honestly think you could put DS games on the Switch now. It would have to be played in handheld mode. But like that flip grip, right? That has been
yeah.
selling over the last few years, like just
Hmm.
turn your Switch sideways. I mean, a lot of games already do that. Like classic arcade games already do that. I think
I
one of
wonder what they. I wonder what because didn't wasn't there some N64 the N64 DD Zelda stuff that came out in Japan?
Master Quest, Ocarina of Time Master Quest was put on GameCube. The
So that one just needs to be re-released
yeah,
if they decide to do it.
yeah. I mean, that if they ever remake Ocarina of Time, it would be Ocarina of Time and Master Quest, and I think they might do it for its 30th anniversary. I
Yeah.
think
If we're
30th,
discontinuing
40th,
the CDI games.
30th, 40th anniversary. Sorry, I can't math. Well, no, Ocarina of Time is only 1998. We're we're in its 25th anniversary now. Gross. Oh, that makes my head hurt. Oh, Ed, 25 years. Oh my god,
Yep.
that hurts. Okay.
My my second guidebook that I ever bought
Yeah.
with Singing the Men being my first.
Mine is
And
destroyed, by the way.
uh our last question comes uh and he says, since Nintendo raised its profit estimates earlier this week and stated that sales haven't been higher since the release of the Switch, do you think that's going to play into whatever announcement we may get regarding what Nintendo's doing in 2024?
Yes,
No, not really.
I do. I think they want to make. I said the only reason why they would come out with a new console is security reasons. In my opinion, security reasons is because like Mario RPG is already out there. Um, people have found it in the wild and have already dumped the ROM on emulators. I would not recommend
Uh,
doing that because Nintendo will find you. Uh,
oh yes.
I mean, I know LeRon likes to brag about it, but he's you know, what? Hold on, I have an important message. Hold on.
Yeah, well, for me, I kind of feel like no. I, I think you know Nintendo's gonna be Nintendo, and a lot of their games are still continuing to sell and everything. And so, uh, yeah, the system wise, that might be something, but game wise, no, Nintendo's been hitting like good sales with a lot of their games. I think probably I would say if any sale that was lower this year, and this is my assumption because I don't have the numbers, I think one two Switch may be the lowest sale numbers game wise that they had this year.
I mean, everybody wants to switch.
Yeah, everybody wants to switch. I think that's the lowest one because that one just came out. And everyone's like, "Oh, okay," And I don't know the numbers for WarioWare. That's just moving. I don't think that's dropped yet for the sale numbers, but I think that probably did good too.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that information. That's not what I want, man. All right. I cannot find those numbers exactly. I would have to go through each game individually, but let's see though. This is pretty interesting. Oh, there's a chart here. Can I adjust the chart? Can I edit the chart? Um, nope. 150 bucks to do that. Don't want to do that. Oh my gosh, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is at 57.1 million. Jeez. Animal Crossing's at 43 million. Oh my god. Man, that's so crazy. I I can't find those numbers. I'm sure they will here. Let's see if it's in Nintendo Life's report. Um doesn't say games individually. Um, it, Tears of the Kingdom has sold 20 million copies. That's the only one they list in here as of games that came out this year.
Mhm.
Uh, these figures only represent up to September 30th. So Wonder, RPG, and WarioWare won't be on here.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like I,
It
I think Fire Emblem passed the billion.
Fire Emblem
Engage.
Engage. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure it did. People were really looking forward to that game.
We know that um Metroid Prime Remastered sold very well, physically. Uh, Bayonetta Origins probably, I think, did okay also. Uh,
Um, Man, does not give me any information whatsoever.
but yeah. And then I don't know how Vest Wars did. I think the Vest Wars did okay.
Yeah. Um, I'm just trying to see if I can find that stuff, but I don't see it anywhere. Prime Remastered sold 1.09 million units.
Okay.
Fire Emblem Fire Emblem Engage is not on the top 83, which measures the million plus sellers. So
Oh.
I don't know. This list seems like very. Oh no! As of September 30th, okay. Yeah, Fire Emblem Engage is not on this list. That's that's a little surprising to me. I mean, I know Fire Emblem's not as big. Three Houses sold 4.2 million. I'm kind of shocked that Fire Emblem Engage is not on this list. The fact that Xenoblade has sold more than Fire Emblem. Oh, there it is. 1.6 million. It's at 62. Okay. I was gonna say, I was like, oh man, that's not promising. Three Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes is on here though. 1.1 million. Good for them.
Huh.
Good for them. It's Shez, man. I need a Shez amiibo at some point.
Just that game's so
Thief
good.
Simulator is at number 83. What the Let's see. Bayonetta 3 sold 1.07 million. Bayonetta Origins is not on this list.
Yeah, that's
I
why I
would.
said I don't know how well that did. I know it came out.
Mhm.
I have it. Great demo. I just need to like play it, like get more into it, like play it
Mhm.
and just like finish it. But it's great voice acting. The music is so good, so breathtaking. It's literally up there, along with Octopath Traveler 2 with music. Like it's really, really good.
Astral Chain's respectable on this list. 1.5 million. It's pretty respectable for a new IP that is kind of niche. Um, Man, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 only sold 1.6 million units. That's kind of embarrassing for a Marvel game. At the peak of Marvel excitement.
Yeah,
I mean, Endgame came out that year. Like that game should have sold a gajillion copies. It wasn't that good
but
though, to be honest. I'm trying to find other weird games on this list that would seems like they wouldn't make sense. Man, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 sold almost 3 million units. Good for them. Arms has sold 2.72 million copies. Gross.
this is A gross. It's a new IP.
I know.
That's
I
good.
just like to make fun of Arms in front of you because you think Arms 2 is coming. And it is
I
coming to the
do.
next console.
Probably so.
I actually really liked Arms. Like I kind of liked Arms, to be honest.
I was expecting it to come to Switch because the sequel to come to Switch because it's been so long and the sales were good for as a new IP.
Yeah, but
So you would think that
Nintendo usually doesn't put sequels on the same console, right? I mean, remember that discussion they had with Ubisoft about putting Mario plus Rabbids
uh,
on here?
but then Metro Prime came on GameCube. That's two sequels.
Well, the third game was on Wii though, and that's when you could.
Yeah,
I mean, that's when you can pump games out faster, and like FPS was all the rage on console, so I'm sure they wanted to get it out anyway.
yeah,
Also, like retro is a little different than Nintendo proper. I would say they're way more Americanized, and if they had an idea for a sequel, then maybe Nintendo would probably just let them do it. Although Metroid Prime 2 was made in like 11 months, so
right. And
yeah,
so, and that's why I'm just like, well, shoot, Metroid. I would think that Prime would have been GameCube, Metroid Prime 2 would have been Wii, and Metroid Prime 3 would have been Wii U.
yeah.
If that statement held water in a sense, but I'm just like, no, Nintendo has put some sequels on
And then we have
a lot of games.
then we have the 5 real Earthbound fans sitting over in the corner crying because they left with the Super Nintendo.
No,
All
the
I'm
last
saying,
game
guys,
is
all I'm saying,
the last game.
where
No,
were
the
you when
last
that
game
game was
for
$20?
the last game for Earthbound fans was Earthbound Beginners when it came
Okay, that
to
doesn't
Wii
count.
U. Why not?
I don't know. It
That's the
does.
first. That's the actual first game. I didn't even. I when they announced that, I didn't even know there was an Earthbound game on NES. I'm like, wait, what is this? I thought Earthbound on some Nintendo was like the first game. Did not know.
Look, if if Earthbound is the poop of Nintendo, then the Earthbound Beginnings is the little pebbles that come out after the major poop.
Everybody, everybody. Let me tell you, if Nintendo was in dire need to hit 50 to hit
No,
20 more million
nope.
or 25 more million, whatever, 25 more million switches more to be sold. I'm just estimating, making a joke. If they put that third Earthbound game on NSO, because it's a GBA game, and they translate it and they put that mug on NES and on NESO on NSO, not only with the subscription base for Expression Pass jump, people are going to be buying some switches to make sure that they get that game.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Hold on.
just saying.
Here's where's this? Oh my gosh, I hate when somebody says they have info in the first paragraph and then they don't. Um, I'm trying to make a joke here. Okay. For reference, Ed. For reference. In the United States, Super Mario. No, that's not what I want. That. Oh my gosh. Okay. For reference, Edward. Super Mario World for Super Nintendo. Only on Super Nintendo. None of this virtual console sales or anything.
Uh-huh.
Sold 20.6 million units worldwide, including half of that being in the United States alone. Earthbound worldwide sold 658,000 copies
Hmm.
worldwide, only selling 140,000 copies in the United States.
Yep.
So
RPGs was a big
all you quote
R.
millions of Earthbound fans, this has real Mirror's Edge sequel vibes to it, man. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
I'll just say RPGs.
Hmm.
There's history.
Earthbound's
There's
trash. Even
just
Nintendo
history.
knows it. Let's move on. Sitting there, it's sitting there with Kid Icarus and F Zero. Okay, just in the trash pile. Burn when ready. I just pissed a lot of
That
people off, but I don't care. It's funny.
we're not gonna get no Patreon subscribers because of that.
No, it's all right. That the show is free on Patreon too. This is the only free show on Patreon, so
Oh wow.
we're not going to get any subscribers anyway.
Oh wow. Well, everybody, it's time for our final thoughts.
What my Earthbound is
With,
trash thought wasn't good enough for you,
just gonna cause trouble.
guys. It's
Um.
almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired. This is what happens.
So I'm not gonna be long. With my final thought, but when people know, the Escapists, uh, they fired their editor in chief, and majority of the people at the Escapists left and went with him. They got a new channel. They're doing their own independent stuff called Second Wind. You can check it out on YouTube. Uh, and the reason I bring that up, that kind of just shows you how a good editor in chief, and dedication and loyalty.
Nick
What
Calandra is a
happens?
really cool dude,
Yeah,
seemingly. I mean, I don't know him in person, but like I follow him on Twitter, and he always has like he's an interesting person to follow, and not like
yeah,
super negative about a lot. And he's very open minded and very, you know, I. I didn't know the Escapist has I knew they had a YouTube presence, but I don't know who any of these people are except for him and Marty Sleva, and I only know him because he used to work at IGN. So
Yasi did zero punctuation and was kind of a big deal, and
I've
stuff.
never even
And
heard of him. Yeah, it's a
Yasi,
board
yeah,
game.
Yasi Crenshaw. He does zero punctuation, where it's like comedic, sometimes not mean spirited, but his opinion on video game reviews and stuff, and everything. Um, they they had a show Friday, and they were supposed to do some more stuff. I mean Monday. They were supposed to be doing some more stuff throughout the week, but uh later that night, he got fired, and he didn't know why. But they told him, and they were just like, wait, what?
Because they have no
And
money.
so,
Because nobody goes to websites anymore. If you started a website after 2014, you're just done. Or
mhm.
I mean,
Well, they was doing everything through Patreon. They had a big
oh,
Patreon support,
I know they
and
did.
everything.
I know they did, but they're still
Uh,
the Escapist is still owned by someone. They did
Gamers or something like that.
someone like that. Who knows? Who knows at this point?
I think they see a Stars documentary. They
Yeah.
did.
Uh, but
As
their Patreon was to fund their YouTube stuff because the parent company didn't want them to do it and wasn't going to
Yeah.
fund it. So,
So
and I only know all this because like look at I mean, dude, website video game website culture is a joke at this point. I mean, it's all about YouTube and influencers now, right? I mean, that's
true.
not that I don't think the people that write for Boss Rush are not working hard and doing what they love, but like we're never going to make any money on a website because that's not how it works. This is for it's for the people who want to try to get into the industry. It's somehow right, and this
Yeah.
is something to put on their resume. And I mean, they do a really great job. I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm just saying like website culture has been dead for a decade. I mean, it kind of all started when like remember when that whole group left for IGN, like not just the kind of funny people, but like that whole kind of like almost mass exodus. Like every 6 months another group was leaving and another group was leaving
Uh-huh.
and another group was leaving. Like it was like, oh my gosh, IGN's so unrecognizable, and I don't even go there anymore. Out of all the websites, the one website I use the most, ironically, is Game Informer, and I hate GameStop. So, I mean, other than like,
And shoot, and Game Informer is like pretty much brand new
I know,
in a sense.
but their website is the cleanest and actually gives you the information that you need. And I mean, I know maybe a lot of people say that their reviews and stuff are trying to sell games from for the store, right? But like, I mean, obviously, other than like Video Games Chronicle and Eurogamer and informative websites like that, Bloomberg sometimes, although I
Mhm.
I think Jason Schreier is not a great person, but he does provide a lot of news. So, I mean, you give credit where credit's due, but I don't like Jason Schreier really at all. And it's not just because he blocked me on Twitter, like he has
Oh, there's
everybody else.
that's that's an expansion pass to shoot because I would love to add Adam Sessler to
Oh my
that
gosh,
list.
dude, he went off the rocker, dude.
We're gonna leave that for like I said, expansion pass.
It's
That's a whole nother
so
topic.
it's so funny. You see certain people who have been like quote unquote canceled from the video game industry, and everybody still loves him. I'm like, he's crazy. I almost cursed.
We're gonna leave it that right there.
Ugh.
But everybody, have a great week. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time on Nintendo Pow Block. Bye, everybody. Woohoo!
Bye. Ed won't let me talk anymore. If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/bossrushmedia, and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support.